am. I meant to do a video earlier. I always say that. But it was just so cold today that I didn't want to bring out my hands to video and stuff. And it was just trying to get stuff done before it got dark. And we were hoping to move the cows below the highway today, and that didn't happen. So hopefully, probably Wednesday, still have some more to set up tomorrow. And we have some awesome people coming tomorrow. If I have the ability or opportunity, maybe I'll bring them in for a quick little video. If not, maybe another time. I've talked about them a couple of times, the Red Acre Farm. Sarah and Cimbria, their mother-daughter, and they are awesome. I meant to work out this morning, but hey, work out this morning, but need to get some stuff done on the farm, so I'm trying to tell myself to work out now. It's probably close to 8 o'clock at night, and it's cold. Oh yeah, there's the cat box. Oh, well, there we go. So there's the box where she can go in when it gets really cold, and there's her normal bed. Her normal bed doesn't fit in there, which I was a little disappointed. So there's just some smaller towels and stuff in there just to make it softer and a little bit warmer. And I think she's been okay. I mean, she's been fine, and this gives her this whole area to turn around in. There's nothing in here that she can hurt, knock on wood. Anyway, so if you have goals or you want to work out or do something like that, like I didn't want to work, I wanted to work out earlier, and now I just kind of want to do nothing or go to bed, which honestly, going to bed is not a bad goal because I've been really bad with going to bed at a good time, but I really want to work out. So I do a couple of things. One, I put on my workout clothes. And so I brought them out and I put them on. And maybe I don't work out right away, but once I have them on, I get like, well, I already have the clothes on. Like sometimes that's the hardest part, is just putting the clothes on. And then the second part is my normal workout programming is an hour, which is one of my favorite things about this programming, is it's not an hour and a half, it's not 2 hours. Like they give you a time cap on everything, where if you don't finish that, so like today it's 20 minutes, you have 20 minutes to do, I think 4 or 5 rounds of a back squat. And if you don't finish the whole 4 to 5 in the 20 minutes, you move on. And most things are broken up into 10 minutes. But I really like that because I've done other programming where they give you a whole workout and maybe it takes me an hour and a half to 2 hours. And not that I like working out for 2 hours. It's probably one of my favorite is to work out for 2 hours. But mentally, I just start telling myself that I'm wasting time and I need to do other things. And even if that is or is not true, I feel better mentally if I just come out, work out for an hour or so, and then go back to doing other things. And so if I start feeling like, oh, I don't want to work out, the first step, I put the clothes on. Second step, I tell myself that I'm only going to do it for a half hour, which when I do that, I almost always go for the whole hour. And so not that I'm tricking myself, I'm just giving the option that if after a half hour, I am just done, because there are some days that I am exhausted, whether mentally or physically. And that's okay. There is no shame on cutting that short. But I say I do a half hour because that is the optimal time for workout, is that if 20 minutes to a half hour, preferably half hour, is what I've heard is the best time. Is like, I mean, if you start just 5 minutes a day, that's great. Like that's good. Oh, she is crazy. She always gets crazy when it's time to go to bed. Moxie off. Good girl. Distraction, man. Animals are distracting. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So a half hour is the best. So I just say half hour, and if I get to that half hour and I still feel good, or I'm like, oh, I'm almost done, I might as well finish, then great. That's happened to me more than once where I've finished the whole thing. So, yeah, I'm gonna do this workout. I probably won't show you that much of it because this isn't a workout channel. This is a farm and health channel. But yeah, just wanted to, maybe during my breaks I'll come over and talk to you about stuff. So yeah. Okay, let's get started. And warm-ups are always important no matter what you're doing. Even when you wake up, it's good to do not some intense stretching, but you know, get the blood flowing, get that stretches in, you know, it feels good. Get some stuff going. So here we go. Okay, there's my hour. Now I'm stretching, doing a cool down. I'm really bad at stretching, doing cool downs after workout, so this is good. That's a good pain. Oh, a stretch. It's called a couch stretch. And swear, kind of stretch your quads out like so. And he's a good one. Kind of there during the back squat. The kitty. My knee started to hurt. They're just playing. Moxie off. Good girl. So instead of pushing it, I just lowered the weight and tried to focus more on my form to keep that from hurting, and mostly worked. We'll see how it feels tomorrow. And that probably happened because I didn't warm up enough on the squat. I went too heavy, too fast. Not that it was really that heavy, but for being cold and maybe wasn't. Anyway, yeah. So a lesson of when you're in pain or something doesn't feel right, maybe you should take a look and maybe you need to back off a little bit or do something different. Usually, I've only ever done this against a wall, so this is different to do it against the bench. Not really any good walls to do things like wall squats or anything here. Maybe someday. Not this day. The other thing I was going to say, mostly animal related. So Moxie is a breed that we have a shelter for her, but she can sleep outside and she's fine even this cold weather. She can sleep outside in this cold weather. But the important thing is that we have a routine for her. And so no matter how late it is or what time it is, as long as we do these certain steps, she goes to bed without any hassle. And I know nothing about kids, but I assume kids are the same way, that when you give them routines, that they feel a lot better about life. And I think the same with us. When we give ourselves routines and habits, I think that goes a lot in our benefit. And maybe it doesn't mean we'll always wake up at the same time. Maybe it means that after we wake up and go to the restroom or whatever, we take a few minutes to meditate or read scriptures or pray or, do something that settles us and brings us more into a good mindset. And so in just a little bit, we're going to go put Moxie to bed. Yeah. And the cat too. The cat sleeps out here, and that's kind of, I think, made things a lot better for everyone. Except it's so cute. They've just been playing this whole time I've been working out. That's pretty fun. And I think the cats even enjoyed it a little bit. Maybe. Huh. Okay. Okay. I'm going to be sore tomorrow. Well, that's another thing. If you're just starting, I'm just going to stick with working out, but this could apply to probably other things as well. if you're just starting something, haven't done it before, you might be a little sore or might go through a bit of a learning curve. So be kind to yourself. Like, I honestly probably pushed a little too hard today because I still have to wake up and go to work tomorrow. And since my job is often a little bit more physical than sitting at a desk or something, pushing like I did might make work a little bit harder the next couple of days. But it's hard not to push. But just know there's no shame in not pushing as hard if it means that you're going to be able to still function. Like if you're just starting to work out and and you have kids and you need to get up and take care of them and do different things, and maybe it's not a good idea to just push real hard on a workout or something like that, because it's going to be harder to help kids when you can barely walk and move and stuff. And so it's okay to start slow, and remember that's part of our how to keep our goals is by starting slow so we don't burn ourselves out. So I kind of regretted last week, couple of days, I pushed really hard on working out. I was so sore. There was just other stuff going on, so I was kind of making myself miserable, and if I would have just slowed down a little bit, it would have been fine. Okay, I'm gonna put these guys to bed, go inside, finish this up, and yeah. So one of the things that I do is I give Moxie these. This is a dental chew. It's one of the best ones I found. I try to be really careful about what I give her to make sure it's not going to be toxic or bad for her stomach or, all those things. And this is just some chicken jerky or turkey jerky. Turkey jerky. Some jerky that she likes. Just makes going to bed just a little easier, and give her something to chew on when she's there. And then the cat, I just kind of leave in here and lock her in. And okay, I will see you in a bit. Okay, we're inside. Phone also said a low battery because it was cold and I was videoing, and anyway, so yeah, bedtime routine for Moxie is I have those things. I take her out to her, we go to the house, I say time for bed. She goes and lays down on her bed inside of our house. I give her the treats, I say good night, see you later, and I walk away. I don't look back, I don't say a lot, it makes it really easy, clear cut. And I've been listening to this book by Michaelin Dulap. Made me think of Duloc from Shrek. And her book is called Hunter, Gather, Parent. And even though parenting doesn't really apply to me right now, I'm still interested. I enjoy training and psychology and behaviors, and I've done a lot of research on especially dog training and animal training, especially dog and horse training mostly. So I've been listening to this book, and I like to call it child training, how to train a child and how to train yourself as well around children. And this book has been really awesome and really overwhelming, but very guiding too. If anyone out there has kids, which I believe most of you do, has children or struggles with children, like me, or having this gal, was having so many problems with her toddler, and and so this book is amazing, just giving tips and guidance of how to parent with gentle, loving kindness, but also structure and some firmness, but also just helping your child be part of the family team instead of a burden. And it's really cool. She goes and if I remember, it's about we'll say about 3 other cultures from around the world. She goes to the Inuits, the Mayan, like the Mayanish culture, the Inuits, and who else? Oh, I don't remember the other one she goes to. Anyway, she goes to multiple that aren't Western civilization childbearing, and it is amazing to see the difference. There's no yelling and screaming from the parents. There's no anger. There's no shame or harsh judgment. It's really amazing and just very cool. So I really encourage anyone to read that, whether you are a parent or not a parent. I think it's good to know good ways to respond, because this, I think, is great to even work with other people, not just children. And so anyway, that was pretty cool. So today Stan and I were getting ready to move the cows down. I think I mentioned that, and it didn't work out to finish all the way, but we also wanted to get Turd Muffin, the bowl, trick tested. And that is pretty much just making sure he doesn't have an STD. And apparently, and we didn't know this, we found this out from that vet visit. We learned a lot from that vet visit last month. Wow, that was a month ago? Oh. So apparently, when you have a bull, you're supposed to get him trick tested once a year. And we didn't know this, no one told us. And so, I guess better late than never. So we're taking this bull in probably on Wednesday to get him trick tested. And this is just to make sure that if our bull got out and gotten with some other cows, we can tell these people that our bull doesn't have this STD and he hasn't infected their cows. And so it usually happens, the bull will get it from a cow, and then once it's on the bull then it spreads it to other cows that he mounts and breeds, and that's how it spreads. And so I don't know how I don't know if they do like a pap smear, like if they kind of like, I don't know how they do that. I guess I should look this up. I'll look it up and I will tell you probably when we go and take him in. I'll give you more information. So that'll be interesting to find out. We were gonna try taking today, but Turd Muffin is just, I feel like most cows, at least with our herd, I can get them to go where I want, you know, with just gentle pressure and movements and stuff. And Turd Muffin just doesn't care. And maybe it's a bull thing, I don't know, but he's just like, he just knows that you want him to go somewhere. He's like, nah. And we had problems with him when we very first got him, but he's been really chill, but we never had to get him alone like this before. So it was just too late by the time we got to it today, and that was probably my fault. Sometimes I forget how soon the sun sets, and but anyway, so tomorrow I'm gonna finish setting up the fence work, and if I'm not such a chicken about letting my hands freeze, I'll try to bring out the camera and get some different videos or pictures and stuff to kind of show you what we're doing and how we're doing it, especially the water that Stan set up. I was gonna say but I haven't done anything with this. Stan set up this great system for the water, and we think it'll work really well. So because we want to split the cows up into our beef herd, the ones that we want to continue to gain weight and be ready for slaughter in the spring, especially for those of you who have reserved your bulk beef. We want you to get some yummy beef. And then we have our other herd, which the vet tells us is too fat, so we need to feed them a little differently so they don't gain too much weight and kind of slim out a little bit. So excuse me, so we have this set up so so we have the water split in half so everyone can get to it, even the calves, which will be good because that big blue water trough that we use, the calves just aren't, they're barely tall enough that there's water at the top, they can get to it. But this way the water is actually down in the ground, and I'll show you more of it tomorrow. So everyone can get to it and hopefully insulate it more to keep the ice from freezing it up. I really hope it works, and it should, but we will see what happens. It's still, I don't think learning will ever end with this. We'll always be trying to make things a little better, and maybe in 10 years we'll just have the perfect system and everything will be fantastic. We won't change anything, but I doubt it. We're always learning and evolving and wanting to try something different. So I guess last things, if you've made any goals for this year, and I feel like goals are good. You don't think call them New Year's resolution, but I feel like goals are good to give us guidance and direction. Just remember to not overwhelm yourself and just take little things at a time, whether it's just 5 minutes or 2 minutes or whatever it is, whatever that goal is, just spend just this much time every day. Don't let, and I learned this from, they're called, no meat athletes. Back when I was vegan, I listened to these guys, and they're really good guys, but they talked about how they never let 2 days in a row go by without, well, they like to run. I'm not a runner, but without doing their goal. And so whatever your goal is, don't let 2 days in a row go by. You can take 1 day a break, that's fine, but don't let 2 days go by. So just do one thing to just that 1% better. So challenge you to do that. And other than that, stay healthy, have fun, do fun things, breathe, be productive. Remember that your health and the health of your family is important. The last few days have been very weird for me. I've been very emotionally unstable, I feel like. And it's been kind of rough, and where I had family down, I was a little embarrassed that I got so emotional a few times, and I'm not an emotional person, but sometimes it just kind of slaps me in the face, and it's weird. I don't feel like my family is a very emotional family. Like, we have fun, we have a good time, and we're kind. Well, most of the time. We like to tease each other, but it was weird. And so I spent like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, anyway, with family. And so Sunday I was just like, I just need to take a break. And so Dave and I just stayed home and did stuff around the house, spent time with each other, and that was really nice. And so it's okay to take a step back from life and take a few minutes for yourself, because sometimes we just need that. And know that sometimes when we don't feel good and we don't know the reason, that's okay. You don't have to know the reason. It's nice to know the reason, but just know that it's okay to not be okay sometimes. Like, it's okay. Just take that breath, maybe talk to a friend or family member, and then pet an animal, and then keep going. So anyway, if I'm blabbing, if I'm just going off, that means it's time to be done. So I will talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you later. Bye.